Guys, literally not even 6 months ago, I sat in this very chair, in this very room, sitting in front of this very camera, and we talked about all of the stuff that I loved about my Mustang. How I loved the fact that it was 6-speed manual, how it was my first manual car, all of these upgrades I had done for the car, brand new CATPACK exhaust. I mean, literally sitting next to me right here, I have about 2,000 in aftermarket parts. And if you don't believe me, brand new unboxed street aero rear diffuser, brand new rear deck lid for the car that I actually never even took out of the plastic. Legit, the entire thing is still wrapped up. I mean, bubble wrap and everything. Beautiful, beautiful customized gloss carbon fiber steering wheel, carbon fiber leather on the sides, and all of that just to get rid of my Mustang. And a lot of people are probably wondering what I got rid of my Mustang for. And I'm almost positive that in some way the thumbnail is gonna give it away. We had to go wide body on them, man. Me and my family personally, we have been a part of the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram community for as long as I can remember. Back in the year 2000, my dad got like a forest green Jeep Grand Cherokee. Shortly after that, early to mid 2000s, my mom ended up getting a red Dodge Avenger. We scrapped that, got a white Chrysler 300. Early 2010s, we got a black Chrysler 300S. My sister had a Jeep Patriot. I actually even had a Dodge Charger like 6 or 7 years ago. I got rid of it, went to Ford, loved the Mustang. And the one thing that it really hurts my heart about having this wide body, I really did not want to, nor did I ever see myself going back to the automatic platform. But it was just easier. You know, my wife never really got comfortable driving manual. She's short, has really big boobs, so it's kind of uncomfortable for her to drive in my car. Plus, my family has also grown since then. Back then, when I bought my car, I had 1 kid and I was just getting ready to have my second. Now I have 3 and a huge dog who's probably somewhere around the house that you guys don't see. So just with that being said, my family has grown so much, and even though we do have a family car, just having that sports car wasn't necessarily ideal. So having something that can accommodate my whole family, 4 doors, still sporty, I can get out and drive it on the weekend, still kind of customize it like I want, and it's still something that I really like, which is actually another thing. It's somewhat hypocritical because I did say I didn't want to go back to an automatic. So there was always kind of like this conflict after I got my Mustang. Like, I love the car, and I was hoping to get a Hellcat and a manual, but then they kind of discontinued the manuals, and I didn't want to get a used sports car, especially not one like this, because people kind of dog them. I was just very conflicted for a long period of time. But what I will say is, man, I'm absolutely in love with the car. I actually just got a full Corsa CATPACK Extreme exhaust. I got it installed like, I want to say maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It's absolutely phenomenal. I actually lost the mount for my GoPro and I lost the housing, so I didn't really get a good clip of a cold start before, and I didn't really get a chance to do a lot of comparison stuff like revving and, you know, driving and hearing it at idle. So I don't really have like a good comparison video, but I actually am going to give you guys a cold start. We're going to jump in the car. We'll talk a little bit more about everything that kind of went into my purchase, and it won't be this video, but next video I'll kind of do a payment breakdown, letting you guys know how much I pay for the car, insurance, my monthly payment, gas, expenses, different things of that nature. So let's get into it. So for starters, I've had the car for about, I want to say 2 months. The car only has like 2,000 miles on it. So I put about, I say about 1,000 miles a month. When I initially bought the car, I did not think that I was still going to be in Italy. So I sold my Mustang, and now I'm going to be here for like another year and a half. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger. It is what it is. So I actually saw the car, but they wanted so much for it. I was like, dude, I'm not paying that. I kind of backed off of it. There was another dude who actually a couple hours away, he put a down payment in for the car, secured it. They took it off the website and everything. I guess last minute he got cold feet, or maybe they just didn't budge enough on the price. So the guy was like, you know what? I don't even care. Screw it. I don't want it anymore. And that's when I ended up getting, you know, confirmation that I was going to go through with buying the car. So just like I told you guys in the last video, it's just a Charger, you know, it's just a Mustang, whatever, you know, all of that type of stuff. But when you're overseas, it's significantly different because they don't see these cars as often. Mustangs and Camaros a little bit more because they do produce those in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. With the Charger, if I thought I got a lot of freaking attention in my Mustang, dude, in this Charger, it is like 1,000 times worse. And when I tell you 1,000, I mean like 1,000. I can't go anywhere. Also, you guys already saw the car. It's freaking purple, and it's a wide body Charger. And with this Corsa Extreme on it, it's freaking screaming to the heavens when I'm driving. So imagine you're walking down the street or you're in your car or whatever, and a car that you rarely ever see that looks super aggressive, and it's all purple, and it freaking pulls up on you and it's loud as crap. In a country where you never see these cars, imagine how much attention I'm getting. And that could be a gift and a curse. No exaggeration, one day I had someone, and I felt like they were following me, and I ended up
beyond just making a couple extra turns, they made some extra turns as well. I don't know if it was like a stop sign or a red light. They literally end up pulling up on side of me and they're just telling me like how much they love the car, and they're just like waving and pointing and like thumbs up. My wife and I were on the highway. We were going to the mall. This was like about a month ago. And it was so funny because these people were like pulling up next to my car and they were trying to like video the car while I was driving, you know, and they were just like waving at me and like, oh my God, you know, they're letting their window down saying how nice the car looked. And it's so crazy because I do stuff like that when I see cars like Lamborghinis or, you know, like a Cybertruck. I've never seen a Cybertruck in person. Stuff like that, you know, I do stuff like that to those types of cars, but it's funny because people here do that stuff to me and my car. And it's just a super cool experience, man. I was sitting at McDonald's one day and these kids walked up to me, man. Oh my God, I wish I would have gotten a picture. These little kids walked up to me and they were just like pointing at my car and they were asking me like, oh my gosh, like what do you do for work? And I went to go wash my car the other day and this guy was asking me like, how much does a car like this cost you, man? Like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And it's just a really dope experience, man. I love, you know, getting the chance to rev the engine a little bit for the kids, you know, because kids always want to like hear the car. Anytime people ask me, can they take a photo of it? I've let people sit in my car and take pictures. I went to the mall, dropped my daughter off, and this little kid, you know, he was just like so amazed with the car. It was him, his mom, and his siblings. Gave him the key, let him do the remote start. His mom, you know, asked, could he take a picture with it? You know, he sat on the front of the car, let him take pictures and stuff. So, you know, in that aspect, it's really dope to be able to have a car like this. But another thing is you have to, and when I say you have to be mindful of how much a car like this is going to cost you. And that's something that we'll talk about in the next video. I've already made it to my destination because I wasn't that far from it. So I truly appreciate all you guys tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video with someone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.